guys, it's your girl Di and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a story time. This story time is about what's this one gonna be about? The time I found out you know what, let me be back. I'll be back. I'm going to get some wine. Got my wine. This story time is gonna be about the time my friend hit my boyfriend. And yeah, so let's get to it. If a lot of you didn't know, I was a Marine. I was stationed in Japan or whatever, and while I was there I was dating this guy, right? So we'll call him R. We'll call him R, okay? So R, and I should have wrote this down. Y'all know how I am with names and stories, but we'll call him R. So R and we met through a mutual friend. I ended up going on like a little deployment or whatever to exercise to, like, I think it was like Thailand or the Philippines or something like that. And I met him through her. So this is funny. We ended up meeting. I guess he messaged me or something. I'm not really sure what the correspondence was, like I know he started messaging me first because I wasn't really one to like approach dudes like that, you know. So fast forward, we started dating, and as we were dating, like, he lived on a whole nother base. Like, I lived on one part of the island, he lived on the other part of the island, right, on a different base. So, but he had a car, so my man's had a car, you know. But I wasn't. He was like in a different service. I was a Marine, and he was a different service. I guess, yeah, I'm not gonna say what service he was in. But anyway, so we ended up dating. He used to come and stay the night at my barracks room. I used to stay the night at his barracks room, mostly on the weekends though, because my military job, it had me up early in the mornings and stuff, so I couldn't stay the night unless it was the weekend at his place. And then even at his place, you would have to like hide because they was doing checks, honey, okay? So anyway, so there were these people down the hall, and one of my friends was that people. One of my friends was one of those people there. So we ended up going there and kicking it or whatever. But there was this girl that my friend like kind of was like, oh, she wants my girlfriend. And I was like, oh, well, okay, whatever. But when we used to go out and stuff, the girl used to be tagging along, I guess because my friend and her girlfriend, my friend's girlfriend and the girl, we'll call her S. We'll call her SS. We'll call her S. We'll just call her S. So S is like a chick that's always around, like, that people think that it's trying to take everybody, man. Like, and I was looking out for her because my friend was telling me like she be pushing up, but I didn't think, mind you, the girl liked the other girl, like my female friend's girlfriend. She liked her, so she was claiming that she liked her, but like when she got around men, mostly my man, she was like acting all like touchy-feely and giggly and shit. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep a lookout for her, because the whole her being a lesbian thing might just be like or she might just even be confused. So I ain't trying to have my man in that crossfire, her being confused, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we can avoid temptation, let's, okay? But I'm not a jealous person, you know, but I peep stuff, you know. So we go, I guess we go to like it's this place called Round One in Japan. Y'all Oki people know that, like, y'all know what Round One is. So they got like bumper cars, golfing, mini golf, batting cages, skating rink, karaoke, all kinds of stuff. So we're there, and we're all like there as a group. So it's R, me and my boyfriend R. It is my friend and her girlfriend, and it's S, and then it's one of my boyfriend's friends. I think like one or two of them. So homegirl S, she had like, she could pick. Like she could take her pick from two single people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know. So, but she was always like with either my boyfriend or with my friend's girlfriend. I'm just like, okay. So anyway, there was tension there. Fast forward, my boyfriend and I, we kind of were like rocky. He was kind of like a jealous guy. Like I had a lot of guy friends. Like with my job, it was mostly guys. So, and all we had was each other. Like, so everybody, like I used to cook in my barracks room, everything. Like, luckily I'm out now because I'm telling on myself, but I used to cook in my barracks room and everything. So everybody used to come to my room to just kick it and chill. And so he just did not like that. Like he was just so mad all the time. But I'm like, dude, you not here. Like, you know, it's a whole bunch of people here. What are we about to do? Like I had a roommate and everything. Like, well, sometimes I didn't have a roommate or whatever, but like it was just cool. We was kicking it. We all worked together, whatever. And so he used to drive. So there was like where he was, there was a Chili's there. Like he used to have to pass the Chili's to get to me. He didn't live on the base with the Chili's. He used to have to pass the Chili's to get to me. He always used to just bring me some Chili's. Like I was on a, man, whew. Every time he used to come over, he used to bring me Chili's. Like I loved them ribs, the Shiner Bock ribs or whatever. When I was there, oof, I used to tear them things up, y'all. With the mashed potatoes, loaded mashed potatoes, and the fat. Look, I'm telling you, it was a wonder why I didn't get fat. But I did have high cholesterol at one point, so I had to cut back on everything. My doctor was like, boo-boo. But all they had was fast food restaurants on my base, you know, like Taco Bell and Burger King and stuff. And then we couldn't cook in the barracks. And then I worked weird hours, so I couldn't hit the chow hall. So it was weird. So anyway, we would get into fights. Like, he wouldn't want to take me anywhere. Like, he would just always want to, like, he was just weird. Like he didn't want to take me places, and I really wanted to go to this it was like this Masonic ball. It was like a really nice ball that you could dress up for, and he didn't want to take me. But I met a guy. Where did I meet him? Oh yeah, some guy I met. I forgot where I met him, but he was like in another branch of military too. And he was like, hey, you should come. You know, my friends. And I was like, I got a boyfriend. Like, can I just get tickets for me and my boyfriend or whatever? So he was like, all right, cool, whatever, you know, blah, blah, blah. So, I met him on when I was like working or something. Yeah, I was working and I met him. But anyway, did I meet him when I was working? I don't know. We was just cool though. Like I just thought he was cool people. So I'm telling my boyfriend R about it. Like, hey, I really want to dress up and get pretty and get my makeup done and wear a gown, because if you go to a military ball and you're in the military, you pretty much gotta wear, if you go on to your ball, you have to wear a uniform. And he wasn't in my branch, so I had to wear my dress blues and whatever. So this ball was a chance for me to get cute and show out, okay? He was not having it. He was just not trying to have it. Like, he was just so, like, I don't know. It was crazy. And then, before we get to that, like, he used to cuss me out, like, because, like, I wanted to have sex all the time. And I'm just like, why would it be an issue? Like, most dudes be like, shoot, okay. But he would just be mad that I be wanting to have sex all the time. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird, but maybe, I don't know, that's weird. He didn't work like a labor job like that. Like, he worked at a hospital. So it was like, okay, whatever. He got upset because I wanted to go to the ball, and I forget if like we had a fight and then I went. I think we did have a fight and I went. Yeah. We had a fight and I went to the ball anyway with the other guy. And I was looking good. So I think he like hit me up and was trying to apologize, like, oh, I'm sorry, da, 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 da. And it was just like a crazy like relationship. I said all that just to say like how our relationship was, right? One day, like, he played basketball. One day I went to one of his basketball games. Like, I had to travel. I didn't have a car. Like, I had to travel all the way to a base to get to his basketball game to support him, and I'm cool with that. Like, I'm good, you know. So I'm in there sitting on the bleachers, and guess who I see? S, homegirl that be trying to check with everybody, man and woman, you know. So I'm just sitting there. I guess her and a friend of hers came and sat down behind me, like off to the side and behind, right? And he comes off the court and he goes past me and talks to them. And I'm just like, okay. Then he comes back and he's like, well, he said something to me before he went over there, but it was like his attention was directed toward, you know, them. And so I'm like, and he come back, he's like, oh, they said what's up. And I'm just like, I do not with them. Like, you ain't about to try to, like, men be doing some shady shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you know, anyway. So I seen the girl that S was with, but I didn't see the girl. So I was like, okay, whatever. All of them lived in the same barracks. So fast forward, it's time for us to figure out where we're going next. Like, our duty station is over there. We got to figure out where we're about to go. Da, da, da. He's trying to get orders to where I might be going, on the East Coast somewhere, where I might be going, so it'll be easier for us to see each other. And I'm like, cool with that. Long story short, he didn't get that or whatever. And I end up getting stationed at Parris Island, South Carolina. And he ends up getting stationed in, like, on the West Coast somewhere. And I'm like, we're still trying to do the long distance thing. Look, long distance relationships don't work, honey. Especially if folks is insecure. Like, anyway, so I get there. I get to Parris Island. I'm working with this guy, this white guy. We gonna call him Z. We were cool. I actually knew him from Okinawa, so he showed me. He got there before me, like a few months or half a year before me or something. And he was showing me the ropes and everything. He made sure I was good. Like, I'm telling you, this white boy took care of me, like, for real. And it was like a genuine, like, for real. Like, I had love for that guy. If I could find him to this day, like, I hope he is still alive. I hope that he is doing well. Like, Z, I love you, bro. But like, I needed like a whole bunch of essentials for my room and stuff, and like, he bought me like detergent and all kinds of stuff when I moved in. Like, he made sure I was getting around because I didn't have a car because I was just getting back to the States. So he used to just give me the keys to his car, his Mustang, and I'd be gone. Like, he just was cool like that, you know. And one day I was on, me and my boyfriend R used to be Skyping and stuff. And he was like, Z used to just come knock and come in. Like, Z just pretty much had access to my room, like, whenever, because I used to leave the door deadbolted if I'm not doing nothing. Like, come on in. He lived right down the hall from me anyway. So while I was on Skype with my boyfriend, Z came in and he was dropping off some laundry detergent for me. He was like, hey, here you go, or something, like some food or some laundry detergent or something. And he left out because that's just how we were. We took care of each other. And like, we've never done anything ever. Like, that was like my brother from another mother, like, for real. And he just was like R, my boyfriend, he just went the off, like, who is that? And I'm like, well, dang, that's just Z. We cool. Like, he was just, you know, making sure I was good because I'm new here. And he was so mad, he hung up on me. he hung up on my ass, like, and I'm just like,
hey, what happened?
I needed a minute to process, because I was like, did I really do something? Like, you know how you be having like somebody who you gotta walk on eggshells with, and they make you feel like everything that you do is wrong, and you really have to like try to, like, you really go back in your memory and ask yourself, like, damn, did I really do, like, what I did really fucked up like that? So he had me like that. I guess he broke up with me or whatever, which was cool, right? So fast forward, so he gets deployed. I was still very much like, I was super in love with that dude, like, oh my gosh, stupid in love, like stupid. So he gets deployed, and he's hitting me up every now and then talking about he missed me and he wished that we could have worked out and all of that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, at this time I'm dating like somebody else, like seriously, like to the point where we got engaged and all of that. So I'm just like, I was still very much in love with R, but I had already started something with somebody else to try to get over that. But I did have a time where I was like just enjoying being single and like living my life and stuff, right? One day he calls me, like, it was such a weird thing. Basically, he was trying to get back. I wasn't trying to hear. I moved on pretty much. So fast forward, I'm engaged to the guy, the new guy. We'll call him M. We'll call him M. I'm engaged to M, and we go and visit his family, I believe. And this girl hit me up. This girl added me on Facebook or something. We'll call her, we'll name her D. D hits me up on Facebook like, oh, you in, I was in the DMV area, here in the DMV area visiting. And she's like, oh, you here, da, 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 we should link, da, da, da. And I'm like, well, okay. Mind you, I ain't put two and two together at all. Like, I'm just like, yeah, okay. So we hang out, we have a good ass time. Like, she showed us around, like, well, M was from the DMV area, so he knew some of the spots, but a lot of the spots that he was used to had closed down. So D knew a lot of the newer spots, so we all went out or whatever, and that was that. But she still kept in contact with me on Facebook, like she'll comment on stuff and all of that. So me and D ended up developing a really good relationship. So me and D ended up developing a really a good relationship or whatever. And then I ended up moving to the DMV area where she lived, so we was cool. We knew a lot of the same people. We from inside of the military and outside of the military. She was stationed where I was stationed, and it was like really crazy, like the connections we had and friendships that we had. Naturally, when I'm talking about my experience in Japan or whatever, in Okinawa, I'm talking about my ex-boyfriend or whatever, and how like I was super in love with him, and like, dang, we could have like our memories and stuff. And she was just sitting there listening, and like we've had multiple conversations about all of this. Like, she told me her dirt, and I told her my deepest, darkest secrets, and like we were friends. We actually developed a really good friendship. So the girl that actually introduced me to R, which is the ex-boyfriend, she lives somewhere further out in the DMV, right? A little further away from me. So I'm over her house for a holiday or something, and she's like, what's up, babe? Come here. You can come on. You want some attention? Come on. Here she comes. There she is. Come on. So basically, oh, you're so sweet. So my ex comes up in conversation because he was still hitting me up. Like, he was still hitting me up occasionally. And one time he like hit me up and was like, it was really weird. It was really weird. And I was just like, he was like spilling all his business Jeez. Sorry. So he just spilling all of the beans, like what happened to him after he got deployed and stuff. And I really felt bad, like, because I was still like, I still loved him, you know, like I wasn't in love with him, but I still really cared about him and stuff like that, because that doesn't just go away or whatever. And so basically, what you want? So basically, her and I, my friend that introduced me to him and I, which we've been friends for a long time, he came up and I told her about, and she was like, yeah, you still, and I guess D came up too, which is my other friend, and she was like, something slipped, like something when they used to mess around. And I was like, who? And she was like, R and D. And I was like, what? She was like, you ain't know that? I thought you knew. Like, she was just like, my bad, I did not know that you didn't know. And I was like, what the? She was like, that's why I was kind of like kind of surprised that y'all were cool, because yeah, she used to be, you know, pretty much. Like, so I'm like, okay, I call him up, like, what's going on here? Like, you used to mess with D? And he like,
nah, what you talking about?
and then he like,
well, it was only one time, and she didn't smell good down there, and da 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 da.
and I'm just like, well, why didn't you just say something if it didn't mean nothing, you know? So look at this big baby. I can't have no alone time. And so I'm just like, okay. So I end up calling my best friend at the time, my best friend A at the time. And I'm like, this girl, like, been having sex with my, you know, the whole time. Like, living doors down from him, and like, it was easily accessible to him to just walk a few steps, like a foot or two, and get to her room. And that's why he used to be like, I was putting two and two together, like, that's why he used to be mad, because I wanted to have sex all the time. Every time we saw each other, like, we should have been getting it popping, and he was mad that I wanted to get it popping 2-3 times every time he came around. Like, you shouldn't even, if we only seeing each other like on the weekends or sometimes during the week, like, you should be good and ready, okay? That's just my thoughts on that. That's that on that, okay? But anyway, so I'm putting everything together. I'm like, oh shoot. So it all unfolds. First, I didn't know how to feel, but my best friend at the time, she was like,
that B is grimy. She just sat up in your face and listen to you talk about him and ain't said nothing.
And I was just like, I had a delayed reaction because I didn't really know how to feel, because I'm like, well, I'm not with him anymore. Like, this is how I think about things. Like, if I was her, like, basically my best friend at the time was like,
why would she even befriend you and act like she know? Like, that's the first thing she should have said. Like, hi, I'm D, and I'm your boyfriend. Without you knowing why y'all were together. Like, that's the first thing she should have said.
and I'm like, you know what? She has a point there. Like, why befriend me if you know that you did that to me? You know, like, I don't get it. So she ends up texting me. D ends up texting me like, to be honest, it was only what'd she say? She said something about like it being only one time, or like, honestly, she said it was while we were together, honestly, because he said that it only happened one time or whatever. And she was like, honestly, it was like throughout the whole relationship and da 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 da. And I was just like she don't got no reason to lie. I mean, you know, he's gonna try to lie because he trying to save face or whatever, but she just basically was like, it was the whole time, da, da, da. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to tell you because you were such a cool friend to me. You were such a cool, dope person, and I didn't want to lose our friendship over that. And I was just like, I just needed some time, you know? Like, I don't know. You know how dudes be like bros before hoes or whatever. Like, just knowing that R did that to me, pretty much our whole relationship, and then tried to tell me that they said, hey, like, that's some grimy shit, right? Like, I don't know. And I'm thinking it's the friend S. I'm thinking it's the friend S that's all up on everybody man and everybody girl. I'm thinking it's her, but it's her friend that's sitting right next to her. Like, that threw me for a loop, okay? I took a little time to, like, I stepped back from the situation. Like, I was really trying to call him for real. Like, I was really trying to call him and get answers. Like, what the like, this, she said this, like, I was trying to call. He was not trying to answer. Like, mind you, he was trying to talk to me all the time or whatever before then, but now he wasn't trying to answer nobody calls. Then one day out of the blue, he ends up calling me, talking about something. I was just like, I cursed his ass. I'm talking about, this was months later. I cursed him out so bad. Like, I said, you got some freaking nerve calling me when you know you and I hung up on him. So after that, so how it ended with him after that, one of his friends hit me up in my inbox and was like, R's going through a rough time, you should hit him up and see how he's doing. Or he said that you wouldn't talk to him, so he asked me, could I reach out to you or whatever. And like, so I reached out to him or whatever, and I was like, what's up? And he was like,
I'm sorry for everything, like, I really did love you, and
And while we were on the phone, like, he would just go in and out. Like, he'll be talking, I'm like, R, why now? Why all of this now? Like, what is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? And he just would not, like, answer. Like, he would just kind of, like, be talking and slurring his words and just kind of, like, fade out. And then I'd be like, hello? He'd just be, like, silent on the other end, like, fading in and out. And so I'm like, what is going on? So I tell his friend, like, I don't know what's going on with him. Like, I can only wish him the best. It's not my problem anymore, like, for real. But before I did that, I hit up his sister and I was like, hey, do you know what's going on with R? He just don't seem right. Like, I try to ask him what's going on and stuff, and he's just kind of like in and out and like kind of loopy. And oh, excuse me. And she's like, girl, we about to go and take his ass. He's an alcoholic. Do not believe nothing he's saying. I was like, what? Girl, I was like, what? She was like, he is an alcoholic. He ain't been the same since, like, he was in, last I knew, he was in school, doing well in school and stuff. His sister said, like, he an alcoholic. They about to kidnap his ass and take him to rehab and stuff. And I was like, oh, now it makes sense, because his ass was slurring his words. Like, he couldn't finish sentences. Like he was just drinking himself into oblivion, like, for real. And she was like, just let him, she was like, don't even respond to him no more. Don't pay him any attention. Like, don't even entertain it, because he's not right in the head. Like, don't believe anything he says. We're taking him to rehab this weekend. And I was like, say no more. And so yeah, that was my last time talking to him. I told his friend, like, look, there is nothing that I can do for him. He had his chance with me. Like, our whole relationship was a lie. Like, you lucky I even responded to this bullshit. But he had a good friend. Like, his friend was a good friend. So shout out to that friend. You know who you are if you watch this. But and then as far as D, the girl that befriended me, what happened with her was, we are actually still kind of cool. We're still cool. Like, I don't really feel like, I feel like people make mistakes, because we were young. We were like in our early 20s or whatever. When I found out I was like in my mid 20s or something, like, I'm over it, honestly. It's just a funny story that I wanted to share. I did take some time away from our friendship. Like, she was really trying to, like, we never were the friends that talked every day anyway, but like, when she knew that I knew, she made an effort to, like, try to reconcile and tried to fix it. So I really appreciated that, because she could have easily just acted like she didn't care, but she did say that she valued our friendship, and I gave her a chance to prove that. And, like, mind you, yeah, I had her around, like, my other boo and everything like that, so it was just kind of like, I was like, well, damn, what did I leave? You know, why did I, like, she stayed at my place and everything, so I really felt kind of like, what the did I do? Like, who did I have here, you know? But, so I took a step back from our friendship, but then we slowly started rebuilding our friendship back. I really don't think that you can really say that you have friends like that unless you go through things with them. Sometimes, like, you can't be like, oh, I've been friends with this person for years or this many years without going through certain situations with them. And I think that I'm not a very like, I'm a forgiving person. Like, I can hold a grudge sometimes, but I'm a very forgiving person for the most part, as long as the same thing doesn't keep happening. So I forgave her. Do y'all, wait, comment if y'all think I should have forgave her. I felt like I'm always a bigger person. It doesn't matter to me that much, especially since I'm not associated with him anymore. Like if him and I were still together or something, or had a potential future, I would maybe, like, steer clear of that relationship, that friendship with her, maybe. But even then, it's like, yeah, I wouldn't even go there no more. Like, for real, I know too much. Like, for real, I wouldn't go there with him no more. But her and I, we're still cool to this day. Have you ever had anything like that happen to you? Like, you found out some crazy stuff about your ex or your boyfriend and a friend of yours? Comment that down below. If you enjoy listening to this story time, like this video, and subscribe to my channel. I am looking forward to do more story times with you guys soon. I just got to think of what I want to share, for real, because I don't be trying to put everybody's business out there while I'm trying to tell my story. But, you know, hopefully I didn't make people look too bad in this one, you know, but it's my truth, whatever. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next story time. Bye.